What's up, world, and welcome to our show, Cuzzo Convo. We're your hosts, Renaissance Ronnie
and Mo Lovely. We're here to have an open dialogue about all things Black reality TV, highlighting positivity and giving out real life accountability checks.
So grab your seat and whatever you need, because we about to dig in.
All right. Well, welcome back to another episode of Cuzzo Convo. So we are going to jump right on in because there's a lot to talk about. So let's go ahead and begin. Let's begin with some of our positives. So I'm going to be honest with you. It's a little hard for this week for positives because, honey, the drama is just really unfolding and to try to really get something positive out of each episode is getting a little harder. So I would say for me, Destiny and Martell had a sit down. And for sure, it started off a little messy because, you know, Martell had to get his little dig, had to take out his little dagger and say, well, I had told you, Destiny, that this was going to be when you decided to befriend her. So, but I will say that I did enjoy at the very end of their conversation, he did say to Destiny, he said, listen, you know, I'm sorry that you went through that or that you guys are going through this and that I hope it does work out for you. So I think that was mature of him, even though he did take a dig, even though he did take a little dig at her, but he did say, listen, I hope it does get better for you. So,
right. I mean, I guess it's just a positive thing in itself that they are able to remain friends, especially with them. I'm assuming they all came together as friends as couples, or did they go to school together, Destiny and Martell?
I don't know.
Because Destiny's from Detroit.
Yeah, I'm assuming that it was the couples.
Yeah, so now that both of them are single, I think it's positive they're able to remain friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know the streets have been talking and stating that it's more than, but I don't really believe that.
I don't believe that
either. Both of them have their issues and both of them got a lot going on separately. I just don't. I don't see that. I don't really see.
Destiny is not Martell's
type for one.
Type of side, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. If you look, when you look at Melon and little Ari, you can definitely tell. Like, okay, I understand his type. Yeah, but Destiny is definitely not it. In spite of bringing the baby oil to him.
I mean, she's a beautiful girl, but
for sure.
Martell's type of beautiful.
No, I definitely don't think that's what's popping on. And if it is, ooh. Child, that's a whole other thing. But yes,
another positive, I guess, is the meetup with Stormy, Mel, and Kimmy. And Kimmy was able to explain to Mel that, you know, she was going to have a housewarming party for Jalen, and that, you know, she just wanted Mel to be aware that, you know, she's going to invite Tisha and she's going to invite Destiny. Of course, Tisha's her family. Right. So, of course, she's going to be there. And then, you know, she doesn't have any issues with Destiny. So, and of course, you know, Jalen and Destiny has a little playful thing that they got going on. So, of course, she's going to invite Destiny. And so I think it was positive that she let Mel know that this is what's going to happen. And that she, you know, said, I want to invite you, and I'm not going to invite Martell. I think it kind of got a little bit off track because, you know, Mel was a little upset that in the past, that wasn't an issue. But I guess she felt like now that Kimmy has some type of issue with Martell, that now Kimmy is not inviting him. Yeah, and
does Kimmy really have an issue with Martell? I think that she's just saying, listen, you know, the last time that we all got together, which would have been what, what was
Vegas thing?
The Vegas thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it exploded. Those two exploded. And so Kimmy's probably thinking to herself, like, no, like, I know that this is something for my son, which is her most prized possession, and she's saying, I'm just not going. I don't want that drama there.
And
so
they had that graduation dinner where it kind of blew up.
Exactly, where Martell came and Miss Wanda went on out there, of course, opened up and said her little 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 cents
for that again.
Exactly. So I totally understand. I don't think that, and she said, listen, I love Martell. I tell you all the time. I think that he has, a lot of people.
He has goodness in his heart.
Yeah,
I think is what she said.
Yeah, she's like, I love him, but when it comes down to certain things, I'm just going to be in control of this and say no. I prefer for this person to come, and you two being in the same room is just not an option.
And I don't think she was suggesting that she wasn't going to invite Martell. I think she was saying, if you don't come, then I will extend the invite to Martell. But I'm kind of making the choice
just to choose you first,
right? Because you made it clear that you don't want to be invited
where he is,
right? And so I'm giving you the first option.
Yeah, and again, I think that's girl code. I think that
I respect that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. All right, well, let's go ahead and
get into the mess.
Dig into the mess, honey.
Dig into the mess.
Well, so I would say that Tiffany and Lewis's little dinner, honey. She had her little bodycon dress on, showing her little 8-figure Coca-Cola whiz fizzy body.
It's like when you see her like just sitting, she looks like slim, but she got
she has body. Is
that what Ray J said? She got gifts. She got some body going on.
She definitely got some body going on. So she, dressed up, had a little saxophone player.
I don't know what he was playing. Was it on key? I don't know what was happening.
I don't know, but she set up. I don't know. Maybe it was her from her son's band, and she was like, "We just need somebody." I don't know, but and he was like, "Oh, okay, this is amazing. Like, what's this all about?"
Right,
honey. They went to an Airbnb, I guess. You know what though? I'm gonna be honest. I do have a question before we continue. So I'm assuming the Airbnb was a local Airbnb. Why do you think that she set it up at an Airbnb? Because it didn't look like anything spectacular,
right?
Like,
do they ever
we didn't see like they do. They have been at home, but we've never seen, like, we didn't see in that house, like, if it was a hot tub or something I just didn't understand the point of them filming at this particular location, where it didn't seem like it was anything extraordinary, that was outside of what they couldn't have done at home. So I don't know. Maybe they're trying to limit.
It gave me very much like, I don't feel like cleaning up this dining room area.
Oh, well,
let's just get a little
Airbnb to film the scene. True. So so this, Tiffany sits down and, where they're having a little small talk, and then she goes, I was talking to Mel today, and I think that, I'm going to go ahead and, if you don't mind, make it a girls trip to go find my poppy.
Yes.
And Lewis was like, oh, he was caught by surprise.
Yeah, I felt kind of bad for him.
I did too, because I'm like, how do you do that, Tiff? The thing is, and even still to this day, we still have not really seen a true bond between Mel and Tiff. To me, like, it seems to still be a very much so business-like friendship or relationship. So I guess I don't really understand why she chose Mel. And when she said a girls trip, that's the other thing. And who else is she thinking about? Because she could have just said, I'm thinking that I would like to go with Mel and to help find my dad.
I guess those two girls is a girl.
Yeah. But it definitely, I don't know, for whatever reason, it made it sound like she was thinking more. Adding more people. But anyway, so Lewis was very, Lewis was very,
Big Lou.
he was very, definitely taken aback. And a part of that is because her
baby's daddy.
Yes.
helped her find
mama. Right. And he was like, you know, I don't have that. And then they showed the clip. This is the thing. So this is a little side.
Okay.
So when they showed the clip, the father, the baby's father.
Right.
I said, okay, hold on now. Tiffany is a looker.
Yeah, she's nice looking.
I noticed that she doesn't have lookers that she's connecting with.
I don't think Lewis is bad looking.
What I'm saying is, I'm not even really so much looking at the face. I'm looking from like neck down, and I'm like, okay.
She's a shorty too.
Yeah. Yeah. So I said, wait a minute now, Tiff. What's going on? And so I was talking to Tony about it. He was like, well, she just probably sees herself as a pretty girl and wants to remain the most pretty in the room. So she gets probably men that don't look better than her or as equal to her, because they're not. I mean, I wouldn't, if I'm looking at both of them, they're not. I would
like if you met the man and then they'd be like, "Oh, this is my wife." You'd be like, "This
whoa,
is your wife?"
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
They don't. That nobody is matching up, and so I could see that though. I mean, I can see that might be her thing of being like, oh, well, when I'm the arm candy and I want the attention to be on me, and so why would I pick somebody that either looks just as equally as good as me or better than me? That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, okay. Well, it wants them to feel like they have a prize when they're with her. Mm-hmm. I get it.
Yes.
Okay, help me out. So, okay, I remember Tiffany talking about the love of her life.
Right, her soulmate.
Right, that passed away.
Yes.
But then, so this man, her baby's father, is still alive. He's not the soulmate man.
No.
And so she had the son before the soulmate man.
And then soulmate man and her got a divorce, died, and then Lewis, I'm assuming Lewis came in. I don't know.
Okay, but so she had the son probably like in high school?
I'm assuming so, because at the end of the day, the age is still not lining up for me. So the timeline, we need a whole.
It's not making sense.
We need a whole breakdown, Tiffany, of like.
And I thought the soulmate man was like her high school sweetheart. Maybe I didn't understand that correctly.
I'm confused. Unless the
only thing telling Tisha how she cheated on her high school sweetheart. Didn't she say that?
Right. So that's
maybe it was the baby dad.
Yeah, so the only thing that I'm thinking is that unless she's saying that they were together at some point in time in high school, then they broke up, and then they got back. She then has a child within that time period that they broke up,
right?
And then she got back with soulmate man, and then she was like, you are amazing and all that, but I want to level up in my life, and you ain't it, so goodbye. And then he obviously died.
Right.
I wonder if he died from a broken heart.
He may have.
Because she didn't say how he died.
She only has one child?
One, yeah. And Lewis has another child from another marriage.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. So.
And she's only how old?
34.
Okay.
Tiff, I don't know. Like, we need some receipt. I need a birth certificate at this point. Well, but then you can also fake those documentations. We need to see your license. I don't know. Yeah, a lot's not adding up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. I do feel bad for Lois. I think that sorry y'all. I don't know why Lewis, Lowe, Lou, Big Lou, child, you all right. But I don't know why. I don't know. And I think that he wants to, because he said it. He said, so whatever, I'm just gonna call him Gregory. Gregory helped you find your mom, and
maybe Craig.
He
looks like a Craig or a Gregory.
Whatever, Gregory.
Don't start. Go ahead.
So anyway, so Gregory helped her find mom, and I just think that Lewis wants to have. I think he wants to have some of that pride of being able to help find his wife's father.
I understand.
So I think that if Mel were to come along, my thing is I don't understand what's the what would be the difference between if saying, hey, Mel, do you mind going with me and Lewis? The only thing that I'm thinking is this, because I guess Mel will be in a separate hotel, whereas, me and, that's just more, I guess, scenes that they can film but yeah, I don't know. I think that he should go, and or if there is a dad that is found, I think that then there needs to be some meetup to say, hey, we did find, here you are on FaceTime or something. I don't know, to involve him, that, but I don't think that if I already told my husband that I'm doing something and we're going to do this, that I would then invite a coworker to be like, I'm just going to decide to go. Again, we haven't seen, I have not seen Tiffany cry on Mel's shoulder. Yeah. I haven't seen Tiffany. We literally have seen Tiffany and Mel talk about business.
Right.
And anything that has been outside of business has been the drama that Tiffany has created during the show. And Mel sitting down with her and saying, well, maybe you should talk to, or, I think that it would be good to talk. But other than
Mel never really goes up to bat for Tiffany either. Like when people are like, I don't like Tiffany. I mean, she say, oh, she's nice, like, but she doesn't really like go hard, like that's her friend. You know how like it's your friend, you be like, oh no, my friend is not like that. No.
Right. I mean, Destiny will be singing a different story though, because remember last season she was like, you always seem to have Tiffany's back. You're always doing every time I say something about Tiffany, you're always jumping.
Serious, That's to me. So, Martell, it seemed like he now, since the reunion, have their back more than
anybody else on the show. Yeah. So yes. So that's that. So that whole, it was really interesting. It was definitely, and I'll say this is just a whole, I would say that she definitely manipulated the situation by having a saxophone player setting the mood and all this thing just to tell him, hey, I don't want you to come on this trip. I'm doing a girls trip. And that's manipulation. Manipulation, Tiffany, you don't, that's not how you should roll when it comes down to.
And why, thinking about it all, like, as we saw this, like, SuperTrailer that's coming up, and it's like, oh, I know how to get him to do what I want him to do, because he's already sex deprived anyway, so it's like, let me pretend like I'm about to get his man something and then switch it up on him.
Yeah, that's manipulation, girl. That you can't do that. And I'll just say this: you will never, ever, ever, ever be happy with anybody. I don't care how much money they bring you. I don't care. You will never be truly happy if those are games that you're consistently playing with a partner. Yeah. You will never have great relationships if those are games that you're always playing. Because again, you have to remember that now everybody is seeing this on national television. And the thing is that manipulation probably, and the art of getting things that you want out of people, that those things can work for business. But when it comes to, again, having real good, authentic relationships and friendships, and especially when you're in a marriage, it don't work. It doesn't work. Somebody is always going to end up getting hurt. And whether that is you or that person that you are out to get what you want, it's always going to be, you're going to hurt, and you're going to hurt that person.
Is she even in love? Like,
I don't believe so. Like I said, when you look at those two, they do not scream togetherness in the sense of,
it definitely, it screams business relationship.
Absolutely.
Like even the way they talk to each other, like the Whitlows don't do that. It's like we're on a team. Like, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's like a bit. It gives business.
It was giving very witchcraft, witchy vibes to me when she was saying, once she said that. So like, oh, the Whitlows don't do it. I was like, ooh, girl, where's the Get Out team? And like, I was waiting for the stir.
Is that how the Whitlows talk to each other? And
exactly. Like, no. That's exactly what I was waiting for. I had to like clutch the invisible pearls. I was like, wait a minute, let me make sure my heart ain't coming out and being snatched out of my body.
Down Lewis's face.
Right, because I'm like, Tiff, something ain't, girl. Go get your healing. I keep telling you.
She does need therapy.
I'm going to keep telling you this until you.
And that, I mean, because we don't know. She may be getting therapy, but she needs to continue with therapy. She's either go to therapy or continue with therapy. Yeah. She definitely needs therapy.
Yeah. Because it ain't looking
and
good.
not from Dr. Francis. Not from Dr. Francis. Like they're, I mean,
like off camera. Dr. Francis is good. He makes a really
hired
Huntsville counselor.
Yeah.
But yes, like she needs some off cameras. Yeah, for sure. Right. But yeah.
And so then we had the main event. Well,
Keke.
okay. Well, first, leading up to the main event, Tisha invited Miss Wanda over. And well, actually, Miss Wanda came looking for Marcel, right? I guess Miss Wanda wanted her check.
Well, because she showed Tisha that she got her business.
Exactly.
And she was like, "Oh, I'm proud of you," and that was a positive.
Yeah, we
did miss that. Good job, Wanda. You didn't, went out there and continuously trying to get yourself together.
Miss Wanda showing enough.
Minding your own business.
Miss Wanda showing enough good food, baked potatoes, whatever.
I don't know.
It was a lot of words. But, so yeah, that was a positive. But then Tisha told Miss Wanda about her little niece and how Keke, is hanging with Mel now, and brought up whatever happened between them 3 or 4 years ago, and I guess when Tisha allegedly told Mel and Martell some stuff about Keke,
right?
And so Keke's still upset about that, and now she's hanging with Mel. So Tisha wanted to let her mama know what was going on, because if anybody's gonna have Tisha's back, it's gonna be Miss Wanda.
All day, every day, to the day she fly.
And Miss Wanda gave her some interesting advice, and it was, you don't trust people. Never trust a person that buys shoes that don't come in a box.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
All my shoes don't come in a box, so.
Yeah, Miss Wanda
Am I not trustworthy? I like to go to Nordstrom's Rack and stuff like that.
DSW, yeah.
Like, ooh, look at these.
Yeah, so Miss Wanda, she has her Wanda-isms. Yeah. And so that's
Miss Wanda.
We don't know what that means, but.
Oh, we did learn a little bit, though, that apparently, so at one time, I'm assuming Keke and her dad or whatever, they were the one with the money.
Yes,
in the family. So Miss Wanda and her children, I guess, were living like in the projects or whatever,
on the other side of the tracks,
right? Exactly. And Keke's dad was like a business owner, and so Keke kind of had money,
right?
And so then I guess So I'm assuming Keke's dad is Wanda's brother, and they struck up a competition, right. Which I'm actually I don't want to call it a victim, but this happens to me too. I have a cousin, a first cousin, and I feel like not necessarily, I won't even say that the parents pit us against each other, right. But it's always like a silent competition between us two. Yeah. It's always like, well, Ronnie got a new job. Well, I don't even want to say my cousin's name because I don't want to throw the whole situation out there, but it's like, well, so-and-so got, she just bought a new house. So it's, I get that whole dynamic too. And so I understood what Tisha and Keke, I understand their pain, I guess. So I'm assuming because of the silent competition that they always had, they kind of always pushed Tisha like, Keke doing this, so you need to be doing this. And same thing on Keke's side, probably. So, but then I guess now that things have changed because Tisha is the one with the money. So, which brings us to Miss Wanda showing up at Keke's house. Now, first of all, where does Keke live? Because she's like, I didn't know you were in town. Right. Yeah, I'm not really sure, but or does Miss Wanda not live in Huntsville? I don't think Miss Wanda lives in Huntsville because remember when I don't know if did she adopt one of her children's like her grandbaby? Something. And she's like, I had to drive all the way to whatever and come all the way up here. So yeah, I don't think that she does live in Huntsville. She probably is about maybe an hour. So Keke probably bought a new place in Huntsville, or somewhere close. Miss Wanda drove from out of town. Okay, yeah, gotcha. So Keke's things were still in the boxes. Right, she offered her some wine in the plastic cup. And Wanda had some. She said it's giving ghetto rich. Right. And she said no, more like hood hood rich, and it's like more like hood bitch. Yes.
I said, ooh.
They, you know what? They are time enough for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like Miss Wanda can really like get you, but it looks like Keke is like, like Aunt Wanda, I've been around you long enough.
I'm not
ready.
The one. Right,
yeah.
Exactly. So, Keke was definitely ready. She was like, oh, okay, this is what we're going to do today. I got you.
One. Ding,
right,
ding, ding.
right. Exactly. Yeah, so, yeah. I'm
still, well, you know, like I said, touching back on the whole, like that's what Keke was basically saying. Like, y'all kind of like put me and Tisha against each other like our whole lives.
Yeah.
So, which I'm a little bit, I'm not confused about it, but I do know that one time I was watching Miss Wanda's live and she mentioned that Keke kind of wasn't around until she was like 16.
Mm-hmm.
She lived with her grandmother, like, and I think maybe, I don't know where, I don't even want to say where, but Keke lived somewhere else with her grandmother, and then when she turned 16, then she came around more, and her and Tisha got closer, and, you know, been closer ever since. But I'm just, yeah, so I feel for Keke, Tisha and Keke together.
I know.
So yeah, I do feel for Keisha. I feel for Keke and I feel for Tisha in that sense of the pitting the cousins against each other, competition, who got more, who got this. And it looks like that Keke may, I'm thinking again back onto whatever Tisha it is that Tisha told Mel and Martell. It may have something to do with like Keke falling on hard times or something like that. And so it looks like, you know, Keke's getting her life
back together. Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess that was pretty much the show. Then they dropped this
SuperTrailer.
Yeah.
Ooh, child.
That was more interesting than the episode.
Yeah, it was.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It is. It's like I had to like rewatch that trailer.
And if y'all haven't seen the trailer, like, check it out.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's given.
It's like move over, Mel and Martell. There's a new toxic couple in town.
Right.
It's Marceau and Tisha.
Right. It definitely is given the downfall of Marceau and Tisha for sure. Which is
crying.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate, but at the same time, you know, I'll say this. I prefer for everything to come out to the light so that there can be some restoring. And that rather that's restoring and rebuilding together or restoring and rebuilding separately.
It's gonna be together. Even though, I mean, Tisha says, you know, that was a deal breaker for her, but it's gonna be together.
Yeah. So, you know, I don't know.
And I ain't saying Tisha don't have the backbone to leave Marceau.
Oh no, I will say it. She doesn't. but
I mean, you say words. And when you're not in it, you say those words. You're like, you know, cheating is a deal breaker for me, and then it happens, and it don't be a deal breaker for you.
Yeah,
you be right there in it.
Right. Yeah. So
it's nothing wrong. I mean, if that's what you choose to do, but I'm just saying, like, we ain't gonna pretend like it's not a deal breaker.
Right. Yeah. So I wish. Yeah, this is gonna be it's gonna be real interesting. It's gonna be very interesting. Yeah. So we'll be definitely tuned in. Yeah.
I mean, so we got, it was a lot of, though. It was the trailer. Then, you know, some things came out about Destiny. Destiny, you know what? Destiny, the people online don't like you. I might be your only fan, Destiny.
Yeah, no, it's given,
they don't like you. They just be saying all types of things. Your house is in foreclosure. LeBert got full custody of the baby.
Yeah.
What else?
Apparently, so
you got a PPP loan that you lied about.
Right. So apparently, Le Barbecue. Yes, I was reading
Le Barbecue. Le Barbecue and Hotel. That's the new name.
So I don't know. Like, I definitely think that there is, you know, we can never say what the full truth is.
Right. Because I don't know if I believe everything.
But I will say that I think for me, people need to learn how to put, I won't say all the information out, but you need to put out enough information so that when something does come out, it's not like, oh, well, so this did happen, but
y'all not being, you on a reality show and you ain't being transparent. It makes, don't tell me, you know, it's my business and stay out of my business and this is personal. I mean, you signed up for this and now we're invested and we want to know.
Right. So yeah, so that's the thing. That's what I would like for Destiny to do, is to be consistent in her stories, because things are just not, you know, it's these little white lies that start to add up, and soon, and that's the thing. That's the one thing that I can't stand about lying and a liar, is once you tell one little lie, you gotta keep it going, because then you make it just is like, you know. So my thing is like, okay, yeah, like what are we believing? Because once you do tell the truth, we're like, oh no, boo, that's not it.
It's giving Meg the Stallion.
Girl, yeah.
No, Meg, you know, I mean, that's a whole nother conversation. But let me just to touch on it just a little bit. I do believe that Tori shot her, but you know, you lied at first about the whole glass and thing, and then we don't know if you're telling the truth about whether or not you slept with him. And so, yeah, those little lies add up, like Mo lovely said.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not really a Team Destiny person, but
I'm going to still wear my Destiny cape.
I'm trying to really think even who I even like really mess with on that show like that. Kimmy is the only one for like that, again, who has been consistent. Yeah. You know, it was Mel, then Kimmy grew on me, and so, you know.
Are we talking about the females only or just the whole cast?
As females only.
Yeah, so definitely Kimmy.
It would be Kimmy first, then Mel, and then Stormy. I have to. The only reason why Stormy is last right now is because I have to continue to get to know her. She's
I'm
kind
gonna
of
keep my Destiny cape on a little bit longer.
Yeah,
it didn't. You know, it's shredding a little bit, but I'm gonna keep my Destiny cape on. So I'm gonna stick with Kimmy, of course, and I'll still say Destiny is my number 2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out on the limb and say Destiny is my number 2.
Girl, you can have.
Then Stormy, then Mel, then I'm gonna put Tisha before Tiffany.
Yeah, I'm not even going down there because I'm good for all the rest of them.
I like Tisha sometimes.
She hasn't really given me anything but a bunch of excuses. So.
And Miss Wanda, I forgot about Miss Wanda. I'm gonna put Miss Wanda. I'm gonna put Miss Wanda right behind Stormy. I just like Miss Wanda. She good for TV.
She good for TV. Her and Marcel. But yes. But all right, y'all.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in, always remember to love up on that like button. And if you haven't, subscribe,
please,
and always share. Peace.